In this lesson, I'm going to be showing you how to add a shadow to your images in Canva. So let's go ahead and get started here. As you can see, I have a glass of water here, and I'm going to try to add a shadow to this image. So I'm going to select the image itself. I'm going to go over to edit photo. Now, if we go all the way down here, you're going to see under text effects, you're going to see where it says shadows here. So click on that. Okay. Now it's going to be on none by default. So you want to select whichever one you want. So you can select glow, where it actually adds a little glow. This is actually my favorite. You also have a drop shadow here, where it's kind of like on the bottom. It looks like it's dropping here. And you also have an outline. So I'm going to go with glow. And a couple of options here. We can change the size of the shadow itself. So if I increase this, you can see that the shadow, actually gets bigger here. So I'm going to go ahead and lower this, put it at a reasonable amount here, so right here. Now we can also change the blur amount, right? So one of the biggest things you want to have is make sure that your shadow is blurred, because if it's not, it's going to look like an outline. Okay, so if I remove all the blur, this just looks like an outline. Now if I increase the blur, you're going to see that this starts to look more like a shadow here. Okay, you can see that on here. Now we also have the angle here that we can change. So you can change the angle that the shadow is projected in, right? So this is at 62. Now if I lower this, you can see that the angle is going to change here on the screen, right? So you can see and go back to 62 here. This one is actually not going to change because it is a glow that goes all around. You can also change the distance here. How far is it from the object itself, right? So I'm going to put 0 because this is supposed to be on the center, because it's creating that glow effect. Now you can also change the color of the shadow itself here. Change it to red, whichever color you want. You do white, doesn't really matter. I'm going to go ahead and do black here. And you can also change the intensity, which is how intense is it. Okay, and put it closer to 0 to give it a slight hint of the shadow. You can make it even more visible here by increasing this intensity. Now you also have the drop shadow here. This you can actually change. You can see that the distance is fixed to this being a drop shadow. You can also change the angle here of the image itself, right, where it's aligned to. So if you want to put it maybe up here where the shadow is on the bottom, this is how you are going to be able to do it, by changing the angle. Okay, you can also, let's go back to our glow shadow here. Let's change our background to white so you guys can actually really see what we are working on here. Okay, now that is pretty much it. Okay, all right, so that is pretty much it for this lesson. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I will see you on the next one.